Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hopefully, you're having a lovely weekend. To be fair, it might not be Sunday when you're watching this. It could be Monday, could be Tuesday, whenever you're watching this. Hello, and welcome to call number three. I'll let Ben say hello too.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, so like I said in the email and everything, this is probably one of the most important calls that you'll have during this course, but probably like ever as well. Like this is the main thing that is going to separate the people from who get great results, who don't get potentially any results or very, very minimal results as well. And it's all to do with your mindset and belief system. So this is the, yeah, strongest, most powerful call that we're going to go through. And if you apply these things that we're going to be teaching you in this, honestly, this will take you so much further and things will feel so much easier as well. So, yeah, I'll let Ben do the preface or preface. What do you call it? Preface or preface?
I'd call it a preface, but
Preface,
I don't
yeah.
know if it's right.
No, I don't know.
But anyway, we're going to be going through mindsets. There are two different types of mindsets, growth and fixed. So we'll be going and deep diving into those and how they can basically improve and enable you to get some really good results. Belief systems, all right, that's going to be a key thing when it comes to getting the results and whether or not you feel like you can or can't do this. Um, Getting both aligned. So how can we kind of align them both together and use both of them to enable you to push on and get some great results. And to be fair, like when I did this one last time, it wasn't just in physical results and seeing weight loss results or muscle gaining results. It's in general life as well. So you can actually apply this sort of stuff to work or just your general life as well. The power of yet, the most powerful word I think that we can use in the industry. So we'll be discussing that and the advice that changed. Would it be my life or your life?
It'd be my life, but then it benefited your life too. So our lives.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, going back to obviously like you talking about this not just being about fitness and stuff, but other things. Like obviously we won't disclose names or events and stuff, but last time you had a client who made some pretty life-changing like decisions off of the back of this webinar and stuff that like yeah, freed her, changed her life for the better and stuff like that. So yeah, honestly, this stuff is like powerful for sure. Yeah, I still remember when you told me that. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Cool. All right then. So, what I want you all to do a second, if you're happy to do so, if not, you can just think in your heads and stuff like that. But I'm going to encourage you to write it into the box itself. But what do you think the key to success is? Like, what do you believe that it is? Either take it if you can, write it in the chat box here. So where you can put in, where is it? It's not coming up. Oh, it's down here on my other screen. So yeah, if you can, I will encourage you guys to drop a word in there. What do you think the key to success is? Or if not, just have a think about it of what that could be. Obviously, if you're watching this back, you're gonna have to think about what do you think leads to success? Because there's a lot of different things that people will believe that it is, right? There's many, many different things. We'll go into the next page in a second. I'll cover some examples of it, but I just wanted to see if anyone would write it in there this week and be brave enough to, yeah, see what they can come up with. I can't see anyone typing, so I won't stay here for too long. We'll roll into the next page. But hopefully you've thought of some ideas about what actually leads to success. What do you think will get you from where you are right now to where you want to be with your results? Now, a lot of people will think about, okay, motivation. This is a key thing. Like, because if you're motivated, you can go out and get something, right? If you're that person that just wakes up with that get and go, like all the time, nothing throws you off, nothing phases you, results should be pretty easy off the back of that, right? Or is it the willpower? Is it your willpower to be able to say no to food? Is it your willpower to get up and go out even when you don't want to? Is that something that contributes massively to being the key to success? Is it the ability to work hard, right? You always see people work harder, like telling you to work harder and stuff like that, whether it's for work stuff, whether it's for results, whether it's in the gym, like you need to be working harder, etc. Is that the thing that leads to success? Is it the ability to work hard? Is it those who are persistent? Is it the ones that just keep going at it, like every setback they keep pushing forward, keep going forward? Is that someone that is the key to success? Or is it someone's ability to just focus on something, like have their blinders up like a horse would, right? Either side, and just be tunnel vision looking at their goal, nothing else in life? Is that what leads to success? Now, these are the common answers that do crop up time and time again, but you'd be wrong. You'd be wrong to think that one of these things is the key to success and going to be the main thing that's driving you forward towards your results. And we can dive into these a little bit more, like motivation, never always there. You're never always going to be motivated. That's just life. Willpower does get taxed. It does get fatigued. Like the more times you say no to something, the more times you avoid something, the lower your willpower is. I've seen it talked about before about like your willpower is like a battery. Start of the day, it's really, really good, like really, really strong. As it gets later to the day, it's been drained a little bit more, it's been taxed more, etc. So your willpower drops. And somewhat, this is probably true. No one's sinking a tub of Ben and Jerry's first thing in the morning. It doesn't happen. Like everyone's on it making good choices first thing in the day, and it's later on in the evening that that becomes hard. Is it your ability to work hard? No one can always work hard. Like there's no one who can just continue to work hard, work hard, work hard. I like to think I'm pretty good at working hard, but I can't even do that because I eventually burn out and stuff as well, and I get tired, right? Is it to be persistent? It's going to be somewhat to play towards it, but like you can say that everyone in here has tried many, many times to get results, and that's persistency, but have you got the results where you want to be? Yeah, potentially not, right? Otherwise, yeah, you wouldn't be here during this course. And is it your ability to focus? Again, no, like focus is going to come and go. Like it's nothing to do with that side of things. But it comes down to what your mindset is and what you genuinely believe that you can achieve. That's literally what it comes down to. If you're negative, how successful are you going to be? If you're positive, much more chance of it, right? And this is basically what we're going to be discussing today. We want to help you get the positive mindset and a growth mindset to be able to go out there and achieve your goals. Because all of you will go through phases of all this, but it'll all like go through phases without this as well. And it's what you do without those phases that's super, super important. I think Ben didn't understand. You don't get this quote, did you? When I went for it last time.
No.
Okay, I'm going to try and go for it again because I thought this was a really, really nice quote. And it's nothing grows in ice. Everything thrives in warmth, right? Everything grows in warmth, meaning like let's relate it to like a plant. If it's freezing cold, you go to Antarctica. There's like nothing growing there, is there? There's no plants, there's no life, there's no green and luxury. Ice here being metaphorically a cold environment, a negative environment. Because if you're someone that's like negative mindset, negative thoughts all the time, oh, I can't really do this, I'm a little bit of a failure, I've tried before, but I just can't do it, like life's out to get me sort of vibes, then you're not going to have a positive mindset and nothing good's going to come from that. Whereas if you're someone who's kind to yourself, caring to yourself, positive to yourself, this is where things grow. This is where you develop. This is where you become a better person. The way that I always like describe this is like, and everyone think about this as you hear it right now, right? Would you have friends if you talk to them the way you talk to yourself? I bet you wouldn't. I bet no one would want to hang around with you because you're constantly tearing them down, right? If you spoke to your friends the way you do to yourself, like, oh, you're a bit of a failure, aren't you? Why are you trying to diet again? You failed last time. You might as well give up. Like, what's the point? You shit at it. Like, why bother? Like, would they be your friend? Definitely not, right? So why do you speak to yourself in this manner? Why are you always so negative to you when you wouldn't do that to your friends? You'd encourage your friends, right? If your friend was going to go to the gym, you'd be like, that's amazing. Like, I'm pumped for you. I'm really, really excited, right? Or they're on a diet again. Like, you would encourage them. You try and big them up because no one wants to be around a negative, miserable person that puts everyone down, right? So you need to learn not to do this with yourself. We have got some comments, so I will go through this now because it is in relation to this. So yeah, like a plan. For me, it's learning, having a goal, being consistent, disciplined, and to be resilient. And also when you make a mistake to acknowledge it, understand why it is, etc. Yeah, definitely. That's a really good point for sure. Reflecting on why things work and why things don't work is always good. Cool, Benny boy.
Cool. So I thought you were actually going to do this bit.
I'll carry on then. Let me just grab a drink, so.
But it's all right. It's all right. All good. So basically, growth and fixed mindsets. Brain scans show that those with a fixed mindset, their brains light up when receiving information like grade or scorecard. So when we relate this to like a fitness point of view and a journey that you yourselves are going on, we look at the scales, or we get you to put your scale weight in every single morning. What they're then going to see is a fact that your weight has maybe stayed the same or it's gone up, and you're going to look at that in either a positive way or a more negative way. If it's gone up, you might think, oh, this is rubbish, this isn't working. I'm going to now basically give up completely. Or you could look at it as, how could I potentially improve on this? What have I done yesterday that I could potentially change so that I can see the scale move forwards? So that's how like our two mindsets can work. Growth mindset is very much about seeing how you can improve, seeing how you can do better. They don't worry necessarily about what score they got or what grade they got. Excuse me, what grade they got. It's always to do with how they could do better, how they could better themselves. And this is why they always seem so, or this is where the most successful people come in, because they're always trying to be better. When we look at just a grade, whether or not it's good or bad, it's just seen as a grade or a number, and you don't look at how you could potentially improve or how you could do better. You're just either satisfied with that's what you've got, or you don't see it as a way in which you can improve. You don't look at where you could do better.
I think someone with a growth mindset as well, like when they don't see the scales change and stuff, they wouldn't put their all and everything on that. Like they wouldn't throw out their whole week to be like, oh, I had a shit week now then because my weight's gone up. Like they'd be able to see, actually, I've been to the gym 3 times this week. I've got my steps in. I've been really good with my food. So that can't be like fat. It can't be, it could be water, whatever it is. They're more rational with their thinking. Whereas someone with a fixed mindset, I don't think is so rational with their thinking, and it's a more end of the world sort of thing.
I do think when it comes to like growth mindset, though, it's to do with like education as well.
Hmm.
Like if you're not educating yourself, like doing something like you're doing now, where you're learning about these other aspects, let's relate it to scale weight, why your scale weight could be going up and down on a daily basis, you then know maybe not to worry. And then that helps you kind of go into a growth mindset when it comes to something like scale weight.
Yeah, 100%. Cool. Covered everything for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So did you want to carry on with this one then?
Yeah, I'll carry on. So some of the common things that you might hear when it comes to some of the stuff that you've said, actually, like I've said this definitely before, and I'll relate it to something that I've said later. But I always see a fixed mindset as more of a negative mindset, because it's you're not looking to necessarily improve. You're just thinking that's it. So things like, it's too difficult, I can't do it. How many times have you maybe done diets before, and you've gone, this is way too difficult, I can't do it, and then you give up because that's the mindset you have. Whereas if you have that more growth mindset, that more positive mindset, you maybe relate it to, I'm finding it tough, because it is tough, it's not easy, but I will get there. We're putting that positive spin on it. Like, yeah, it is going to be tough. We know it's going to be tough, but you are going to get there, especially when we're doing that, let's say 1% every single week or every single day. Even if it's just a small improvement, you're going to get there. This shouldn't be hard. Incapable people struggle. Do you ever look at friends and think, how on earth are they getting the results when I'm not? I feel I'm doing everything, but they're getting results and they're barely doing anything. Like that's that negative mindset. If we go into that growth mindset, I'm embracing those challenges because they help me from learning. So I'm embracing it like, yeah, they might be doing well. Let's be positive with them, but I can still continue and I can still work hard. Then going into, that's impossible for me. How many times is like maybe you've looked at what we've tried to get you doing in the Google Sheets, and you've gone, no way am I able to get those steps in. No way. And then actually, when you do put your mind to it and go, right, I'm going to plan in some steps. I'm going to try get out for a walk. You've actually gone, oh, I can actually do this. But that's because you've got that growth mindset in a sense, right? I'm going to do this. I'm going to give it a go. And then you end up doing it. A bump in a road will ruin my whole progress. How many times do we go on a car journey and you hit a bump in a road? There's so many times that we hit bumps on those roads, and you're not just going to turn back just because you've hit a bump in the road. You're going to keep going. You're going to drive over it. You're going to complete your journey. Like, and it's the same here. There's going to be bumps in the road, whether or not that's family occasions, whether that's maybe you haven't seen the scale shifted in a while, whether that's colleagues have brought food in and because it's their birthday celebrations. There's always going to be a bump, and you might give into those sort of environments, but that bump isn't going to stop you from getting the result. What is going to stop you is if you have that mindset into saying, oh, fuck it, basically. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to carry on anymore. I'm not going to go back the next day working hard again. And then see themselves as they are. Like if you're constantly looking and accepting how you are and you want to make a change, then you're not going to make a change. Whereas if you see who you can become, if you vision who you want to become, then you're going to feel a lot more motivated. You're going to have that growth mindset into, I am going to do this, I am going to achieve this, and it's going to help you out as well, way more than having that fixed mindset.
Yeah, everything I do day to day is working towards the person I want to become. I don't see myself as I am right now. I work towards the person that I want to become. And why that's super important is because, like, if at the moment you are someone who sees yourself as unhealthy, overweight, not attractive, and that's the language you're using all the time, and that's how you see yourself, you're probably going to stay there. Whereas if you're trying to align your life with the person that you want to be in the future, someone who's confident, someone who's more toned, someone who goes to the gym regularly and doesn't allow it to change just because something else is there instead or whatever it is, then you're becoming that person that you want to become in the future. Like you haven't got these blinkers on where you're just like, this is me, this is who I am. No, you're developing the skills to move forward. And something I wanted to go back to that Ben brought up as well when he was talking about the steps of like some people would say, oh, like that's impossible for me. I can't get that amount of steps. Like anyone can get like a lot more steps. Like I just don't think people understand that they can look for it. I'm going to retrack a second and talk about like basically everything from the fixed mindset column, right? That is, you're putting a definitive answer there. So therefore, you're not exploring options that are around you. So now going back to that steps thing, when you say, God, I can't get that many steps in, when I'm dieting, I will run on the spot in front of my TV for 20 minutes to get my steps in. Anybody can do that. Anyone here can do that. But so many people would just say, oh no, like oh, it's late now. Can't get my steps in today. I'm 2,000 short. You could get it in 10 minutes just marching on the spot, walking around a figure eight in your home. Like it when you open up your mind to the possibilities of what you can do to achieve stuff, you start noticing things more, you start seeing more opportunities. And that's where this sort of stuff comes from. I guess it also relates to like the people who always say, oh, they're so lucky, they've achieved this, they've done that, oh, it's luck that's helped them out. And yeah, luck does play in some roles towards achieving stuff. But because they were open-minded to every opportunity around them, they took every opportunity. Some paid off, some didn't. But it's the ones that pay off that people go, oh, they're lucky. No, they were just open-minded and in a growth mindset to be able to identify the opportunities. So if you have a fixed mindset, you won't identify these opportunities of where you can get more steps in, where you can improve your protein, where you can save on calories, like all these sorts of things, because you're so fixed and like, "No, I can't, oh, it's too hard, no way." Whereas again, someone with a growth mindset is constantly looking for that stuff. So we definitely want to get everyone here from a fixed mindset over to a growth mindset. And you can be both of these, by the way. you'll see certain people who are really successful in business, but they're super out of shape, super unhealthy and overweight. They have a growth mindset with their business, but they have a fixed mindset with their like lifestyle and nutrition and stuff like that. And it's being able to get you both over to both sides, basically. So yeah. Anything else you wanted to add to that?
No, I was just going to ask, do you think there's any positive from being in a fixed mindset? Like, do you think anything in within anything in life, do you think it's a positive to be in a fixed mindset? Because I'd say I'm still in a fixed mindset with certain things.
Such as,
I don't know. Now I'm like I regret asking this question. Because I don't think there is like a positive from being in a fixed mindset. I think we can all be in one. We just need to realize that you're in it until you and then you can make that change.
I think I think nowadays being in a fixed mindset is potentially favorable for people because they don't have to make a change.
Mhm.
And if you're someone who is unconfident in making a change or not really wanting to make a change, holding on to that fixed mindset is a comfort blanket for them. So if someone just doesn't want to change and they just want to shut off from the world and like be that place, then yeah, maybe a fixed mindset will benefit that person. But for anyone who wants to become like a better version of themselves, to grow as an individual, to move forwards, then no, I'd say so. I think it's a good question because I really had to think about it. But yeah, I think potentially that. Like I think some people like to hold on to the fact that they may have something holding them back. And then that's like, oh yeah, I can't do it because of this. And they thrive off of that, right?
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
agree with that. Yeah. And relating it to like a weight, back into fat loss and stuff like now, I certainly think it's being pushed onto people within things like social media and stuff because I'm seeing so many things like saying that you have to be happy with your body, you have to be confident in your body no matter how it looks. And like I think that's great. Be happy with yourself and be confident with yourself if you are actually happy and confident with yourself.
mm,
Whereas if you want to make that change, you have to obviously make a change and you have to step out that comfort zone and go into potentially that growth mindset. But with this social media as well, going like you have to be confident and happy with yourself, it does put you into that fixed mindset that, oh, I can be happy and that I'm now fixated on that. Oh, I am happy when actually you're not. And then that's when you battle with your head. And then that's when it becomes really difficult to choose and to really commit to things, I think, as well, because you're
yeah.
like, well, I can be happy. People are telling me I'm happy, but I'm not actually.
Yeah, 100%. Well, you know, this is a bugbear of mine. Like, I slag it off on social media all the time. Like, I hate people that go around and say, just love yourself for who you are. And you're always bikini body ready and stuff. Like, where in actual fact, like, if you've got holdups about your body, like just telling yourself you love yourself and whatever isn't going to fix that. I always relate it back to when I was really unhappy with my body. Like, I was literally like skin and bone. If someone came up to me and said, "Oh, your legs are great, you should love them," I'd be like, "Fuck off!" Like I hate them. Like I want to change them. So stop telling me to accept it because I actually want to change it, and that's what's going to make me feel better, not this false pretense that I'm happy when I'm not. So yeah. That was a little bit of a tangent, everyone, but hopefully all that stuff was still positive talk and like helpful stuff. Cool. All right, let's talk about the belief systems because although this may look similar, it is very, very different in terms of like a fixed mindset growth system versus like a belief system side of things. So when it comes to this stuff, like there's certain things that people will believe. I can't get in shape because of my genetics. It's I don't know, it's my metabolism holding me back and stuff like that. And when you have a certain belief, again, you don't seek opportunities, you believe that thing and you hold on to it. Whereas when we look at the facts that we're going to do now, you'll see like, oh, okay, like actually that isn't true. So like a lot of people will believe like, oh, I'll just always be fat and overweight. I'm big boned or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? Like it's all those common sayings that people say, and it's just the way that I'm built and way I'm born and stuff like that. This isn't true. Like you can lose weight and get in great shape. For you to believe that you'll always be like where you are at the moment, that means you believe you've reached your peak in life. Like you've reached like I've just changed my tracking on my face. Sorry. I bought this new camera and like if I wave and do certain things, it does random stuff and changes. Is it zoomed into my face loads now?
You're all right. It's just your forehead that's gone.
Yeah, so it has zoomed in. Hang on, I'm gonna see if I can change it.
Yeah,
It's
there you
just
go. It's gone back again. It's gone back again.
yeah, it's
Oh
not
no,
gonna do it. I've
no.
got to change the color. It's not gonna do it. Never mind. Um, you just gonna have to put up with it being super zoomed in. Um, yeah, that means you reach your foolproof genetic potential, whereas athletes haven't even reached their genetic potential. Do you know what I mean? Like, think of all the stuff that they do day to day. 8 hours sleep, like, got someone taking care of their nutrition, like, everything's down to a T, and they can still improve. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, like, people who say that, well, they haven't been consistent to the gym, doing everything in their power to, like, get in best shape they'll say, oh, I can't change. I'm just always going to be fat and overweight. Whereas the truth is, like, you always be able to get in better shape. It depends on what you're willing to put in to get out of it at the end of the day. This is something that me and Ben come across all the time with women in the gym, like our clients that we train. And they say things like, oh, I'd never be able to lift that. I'm just too weak. The truth is, you will be able to lift it and you can get stronger. Like everyone here can get stronger. I don't care if you've been lifting 10 years or 10 weeks, like everyone here is going to get stronger. And we've both had clients where we would be say to them, okay, we're going to go up weight this week. And they're like, no, I can't do that. Like, no way I can do that. And I'm like, yeah, you can't. Don't worry about it. Like, you'll be fine. They go to do it and they don't lift it. They can't lift it. And they're like, I see, I can't tell you. I'm like, oh, okay. Next week, I'll put the weight on that they couldn't lift and don't tell them. I don't say a word. I just put it on. They'll knock it out for 8 to 10 reps or something like that. And I'm like, that's the weight you told me you couldn't do last week and couldn't lift. And they're like, nah. And I'm like, yeah because they fed into their brain that this is going to be so heavy, like I'm not going to be able to do this. And have you ever gone to like lift something off the floor and you've anticipated it to be heavier than it is, and you pick it off, it's really light and you fly back, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, shit, like you nearly fall over. Or vice versa, you go to think something's light and you go to pick it off the floor, you don't brace yourself. And therefore, like you go to lift it and you like and nothing happens. And you're like, shit, I didn't think it was going to be that heavy. That's not that you can't lift it, it's just that the effort you were thinking needed to be put into it wasn't aligned with the actual weight. And again, that's the thought process, right? A lot of people, I don't belong here in the gym. It's for fit people. You deserve as much as anyone else to be in that gym. You pay the same price as they do. Like you're a nice person, like they are, probably even a better person than them, maybe. Do you know what I mean? Like so many people say that, oh, I can't, I don't belong here. This isn't for me. I shouldn't be in this free weights area. This is for the real men. This is for the guys that lift. Like, do you know? It's all that sort of stuff. Whereas you deserve to be in a gym and every space in the gym as much as anyone else does. Why wouldn't you? Why would it be any different? Like you're more than entitled to be there too. So again, a lot of people believe these sorts of things. I'll never be confident in the gym. Why? Why wouldn't you? That's just a belief that you have. It's not true. I became confident in the gym. Ben became confident in the gym. All our clients became confident in the gym. We weren't confident at one point. Of course we weren't. Like everyone who's new to something isn't confident. You're new, so you're not going to be. But you will get more confident in the gym as time goes on. 1,000% you will. It's just a belief that you think that you won't be. The fact is you can become whatever you want. I can't say no. I have weak willpower with food, alcohol, whatever it is, right? The truth is you're in control of what you eat. You are 100% in control of what you eat. Like you can say no, but the fact you keep telling yourself you can't say no, you're just cementing that belief system in your head. You're telling yourself this story like, yeah, that you can't say no. The more times you say it, the more you're going to believe it, right? I'll go into a little bit of a deep story. I don't know if I've ever shared this on here before, but it's come to my head. I went through a period where I was going through counseling. Like I was going through a struggling point in my life. And every day I woke up telling myself I was lonely. I basically came out of a bad breakup, or not bad breakup, but a long relationship and a breakup. I was working with clients like 10 hours a day, back-to-back sessions. I didn't have a life. So like I was literally just working. And therefore, because of that stuff, every day I told myself I was lonely. I was lonely. I was lonely. So how was I going to feel? I was going to feel lonely. I was telling myself I was lonely every single day. Well, the truth is, if I looked around, like my friends were around still, my family were around and things like that, I wasn't lonely. But because I told myself I was every day, I started to believe it. And again, if you're having these negative beliefs in your mindset every single day and you're telling yourself certain things, you are going to eventually believe it because that's the narrative. It's the same as if you had a kid or a friend or anything like that, and every day you went, "You're stupid. You're stupid." They're going to think they're stupid. They're being told it every single day, right? So again, it's the language that you use and the beliefs that you have that can be negative and holding you back. Or we can look at the facts and start believing more positive things and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the things on belief system. Anything you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, I think like many clients, in fact, if not all of my clients that have come to me, have always said that they cannot lose weight or they cannot get fit, whatever it is they want to do. Why? They always, the reasons normally are it's difficult. Like they find it too difficult to do what's needed to lose weight. They've had previous experiences or previous failings. It's really off-putting you doing
All
that.
right. I didn't think you could see me. I thought it was on you.
No, I can see it now.
I was trying to check my camera.
Previous failings. So when they've done diets before and they've failed those diets, they haven't been successful, or they've managed to get a result and then they're back where they were a few months later, or because they're scared of it. They're scared of what they have to do. They're scared of like what is needed to be changed. They all come and often come that way with that belief that they cannot do it. Yet 3 months, 6 months, 12 months down the line, they're looking back and saying, I've done this. And that's because of their belief system. They've changed their belief system from I can't do this to I can do this. And every single time they say, I don't know why I didn't do this before, or don't know why I didn't do this earlier. And it's because of the mindset and the belief system that they have told themselves that they cannot do it when actually they can. They just have to, I think you do have to step out your comfort zone a little bit.
100%, always. No
This
one.
is not an easy process to like change. Like it's not going to be just overnight. You're going to suddenly be like, I can do this, I can do that. And I think like when we say about like I'll always be fat and overweight and stuff like that, like again, everything takes time as well. It's like it's not an overnight process. So if we can just like start changing the way that you speak to yourself, that's going to have that massive impact on your belief system, and then that links with your mindset because they both really do link together. Because saying this sort of stuff puts you in that mindset and that negative mindset, so you don't achieve it. Whereas if you change it to a fact, it just puts you into that growth mindset instead.
Yeah, 100% it does. Really good points. I don't know how many people know this, but I love it. It's off a British like sitcom thing. And in the process, basically they're con salesmen and they're telling people that they're like part-time salesmen, but they're studying to be a doctor. And they're saying if man says him a ting, then him a ting. Like if you believe what you say you are, that's what you become basically. So again, if you're constantly being negative to yourself and believing that you're a failure, like you can't achieve stuff, like that's it. Whereas like, yeah, if man say I'm a doctor, then I'm a doctor. Just believe it and it comes true. Cool.
Now, Lewis said this a second ago, and it's about owning your decisions. Everything and every decision that you make is down to you. And the worst thing you can do is start to blame something or somebody else. Now, I've done it before. I'm sure Lewis has probably done it before. We have all blamed somebody or something else for your not necessarily mistake, but your choice. And it's when it comes to like a weight loss sort of stuff, we're talking about things like your partner asking you if you want a takeaway. We're talking you're at work and Kathy brings in a load of cupcakes for her birthday. Now you're in that environment and you go, oh, I'll just have one because my husband said this, or because it's her birthday, I'm going to have them. Now, what you're then going to say is, oh, well, it was her birthday, so it's their fault. It's not their fault. It's your choice to grab the cupcake. It's your choice to say yes to a takeaway. It's nobody has like literally put a gun to your head and gone, you must eat this. It's a very harsh thing to say, but ultimately it's true. Every decision is your decision, and it's up to you whether you stick to it and go, no, I'm going to not do this because I know that my future self is definitely going to be thankful for this, or you kind of cave into that pressure that's around you. And again, it's not an easy thing to do. I think, like Lewis was saying earlier, when what was it on that first page? Willpower. Willpower. It's why we can't rely on that willpower necessarily, because when you have all these cakes and stuff thrown at you, like every single time saying no, saying no, saying no, that gets really, really hard. But it's still your decision, and it's your mindset that changes that perspective of it. It's your belief that I don't need this. It's just I'm being given this, and I can say no because it's not something that you have to do. You haven't been had a gun put to your head to say eat this. It's your choice.
Yeah, 100%. Like I think everyone just needs to own their decisions in life. Like literally no one's forcing you to do anything. You make all your own choices. And like Ben said, I think it can sound quite harsh that it's like, nah, that's on you. Like no one else. That's all down to you. Doesn't matter if yeah, your partner's brought something along. Doesn't matter if you were feeling tired. Doesn't matter anything. Like doesn't matter if you had a bad night's sleep. You still decided to do it. And it can sound like quite a harsh thing, but honestly, like every time I've gone through this with a client, they felt so uplifted by it. They felt so what's the word? Not invigorated. Uh, throw some words at me, Ben. What is the word?
Um,
Empowered. That's the one. They
empowered.
feel so empowered because they're like, oh shit, yeah, like it is all up to me. And no longer does food have a hold on them. Because before they'll be like, oh, no, I just can't say no to donuts. Like, oh, no, this food, like, I can never t say no to that. Like, that's my favorite thing. And that basically, so what you're telling me is food has control over you. Like, food is more powerful than you are. Like, it's got a better mindset or a better mind than you because it can control you and get you to do whatever it wants. It's not, it's you. It's you deciding to eat it or not eat it. That's all it is at the end of the day. And when I go through this with clients, they feel again so empowered because they finally realize that they are in control. No longer does a food have a hold of them. No longer do people around them have a hold or control on them. They know that they're 100% in control of that situation. They can choose to eat it or not. Even if you choose to eat it, own that decision, own it because you've chosen to do it. If you start like going around about like, oh no, you know what, I just deserved it. Oh, do you know what this? Like, no, like I chose to eat it. I wanted to eat it, so I ate it that day. Don't blame that you're tired. Don't blame that you're feeling hungry. Don't blame anything. Just I chose to eat it. That's all it is, and that's okay. Because then the guilt's removed. You're not blaming anything else, blaming anyone else or anything like that. You've just chosen to eat it. And you can choose to eat things and fit it into your calories and fit it into your day. Heck, you can even choose to eat something if you want and go over your calories. Just own the decision and be like, yeah, I chose to do it. Because then again, we remove any guilt, we remove any blame from anyone else, and we just start owning all of our decisions. And once we do this, we become more empowered to make the right decision for sure. Cool. The power of yeah. So there was a school in Chicago that basically was running a study with their students. They didn't want to go down the route of like the grades anymore, of like A, B, C, D and stuff. They wanted to see how it would fare if they were to do things in a different way. And what they did was they started giving out the grades not yet. It was either a pass, I think, or not yet. They didn't give them an F, a D, a C, anything like that. They just gave them a not yet. This wasn't a failure grade, right? This was to show that if they practiced, they could still progress. Because again, if you get an F, like you failed, right? I got a U in business studies and a D or an E in PE. I run a personal training business like these days, like the two things I failed at. But like so many people would like just be, oh, I'm a failure, like I'll give up on that, right? Whereas like because it's so definitive, like an F, you failed, it doesn't open your mind to see what you can achieve. Whereas these kids who were given not yet, that wasn't a failure. That isn't you failed this. That was like, okay, you haven't achieved this yet, but basically keep practicing and we'll get it next time. And what done was they saw an increase in retesting and learning, and they saw an increase in passes the second time around because it was a positive reinforcement rather than a negative definitive answer. So the difference is basically by saying like the power of yeah can change what you achieve. Okay, and we're going to go into some examples and stuff with this now. Did I say I was going to carry on with this, or you were?
Yeah, you can carry on. Yeah.
So yeah, this one simple word can literally change your life and your progress. I can't lose weight yet. They're two very different statements. You saying I can't lose weight, that's a definitive thing. I cannot do it. I can't achieve this. So again, this doesn't open your mind to see what possibilities can help you achieve weight. Whereas I can't lose weight yet means, okay, yeah, what am I doing that's currently potentially not helping me do this? What can I start doing to help me achieve this, right? Completely flips the sentence. I can't lift that weight yet. You can in time. If you keep turning up to the gym, you stay consistent, you keep improving on progression, you will get it. You will get stronger. I don't feel confident in the gym yet. You will. 100%. Everyone sat here right now will feel more confident in the gym if you don't have that definitive statement of like, I'll never feel confident because you can. You just have to find what works for you and how to do it and keep turning up, keep practicing, and you'll get there. I can't hit my protein. So many people have said this. So many people say this every single round. By the end of it, they're achieving it. You can hit your protein. You just need to look for ways. Again, a lot of people will be here just tracking their calories, tracking their food, and being like, oh, I can't hit my calories. Oh, I can't stay within my macros. I can't hit my protein and stuff like that. Well, what are you doing about it? Are you just saying, I can't do it? Or are you going back through your food diary and looking to see where you can make these improvements? I probably had too much of a portion of rice there. Didn't have enough chicken here. I probably should increase that. Or I can add an egg here. That will help me bump it by 6 grams of protein. Then you're becoming like this mathematician wizard, like looking through everything, like finding like opportunities to see where you can improve it. Whereas if you just say, I can't hit my protein, what is that? Like that's just like nothing. It doesn't benefit anyone. You can do it. You just need to look for ways in it. And I've been putting all this hard work in. I still can't receive results yet. You keep at it, you will. 100% you will. You will keep moving in the right direction. No one gets everything right the first time. It takes time, it takes practice, it takes constant like evolvement and constant like findings. I've had so many failures in my life, whether it's business, whether it's through training, whether it's through nutrition. But what, I was going to hit failure and then just stop saying I can't do it? No, I'm going to find a way that I can overcome it. I've learned that that way didn't work, so I need to learn what way does work. And that's all this is. It's just finding out what works. Why, what might work for someone else might not work for you. But that doesn't mean that you can't achieve it. It just means you haven't found the right path for you yet. It's different for everyone in everything in life. Everything's always different. But there will be a way, and you just got to find out what works for you. So anytime you catch yourself thinking any of these negative thoughts, put the word yet on the end. Start doing that and practicing that. The more you do it, the better it will be. I can't hit my protein today. yet, but if I look at tomorrow, I probably will be able to. I'll be able to assess where I can improve it. So just start opening up your mind to more opportunities and possibilities. And then I was going to cover this too.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Seems this is my thing. So
Yeah.
this is something I'd really like to talk about. And this is the thing that changed my life and then changed Ben's life after. And now it's going to change your life too. And this is thinking about the future you. Okay? The best thing I've ever applied to my life is thinking about my future self and what would future Lewis do in this situation. Because everyone's looking for pleasure and the easiest way out in this time, like right here, right now. Everyone wants the shortcut, everyone wants the easiest thing, everyone doesn't want to put in the hard work. But what does your future self want you to do? Would your future self be happy with you turning down that cupcake and saying, do you know what? I'm going to turn that down because that doesn't align with my goals. Future me wants to be confident, wants to be happy getting into a bikini, wants to feel great slipping into a dress, all this sort of stuff, right? So would the future you want you to eat that cake just because you're a little bit tired? Or would they want you to say, no, you don't need it. Like, let's keep on track with your goals here. Because I guarantee the more times you start asking yourself, what would the future version of you choose? They wouldn't choose that quick 5 minutes of pleasure. 1,000% they wouldn't. I posted a video about this on my social media not that long ago. And that was like, you can either have this cookie now or you can have the dream goals that you want in the future. Now, obviously, one cookie isn't going to stop you from getting your goals, right? But that's not the point. The point is everyone's doing that on a day-to-day basis. They're choosing things because it lights up their dopamine and serotonin system for that 5 minutes. 5 minutes gone, they forgot about the cookie sort of thing. They're not like loving life still. Like it's gone, like it's over with. But they've just undone or set themselves back from achieving their future goals. So every time you catch yourself doing this sort of stuff, like what would the future version of yourself be happy with? I always ask myself this. If it's like really sunny outside, but I've got work to do, I've got check-ins to go, I'm looking at it like, oh, that's nice. I would like to do that right now. I'd like to get out there and maybe do something and not work. But I'm like, would the future version of myself be happy with that? Nah. Because the future version of me wants to have like this amazing business, this empire, employing lots more Bens, supporting them, helping lots more people like you. So if every time that something come up that I wanted to do in that moment, I just chose to do it, I wouldn't be sat here with the things that I have now in my life because I'd be sacrificing it constantly. Whereas I just constantly ask myself, would the future version of me be happy with this decision? Probably not. I'd probably want me to just crack on, get the work done, and then do it afterwards. So the more times you start asking yourself this stuff, would the future version of yourself be happy for you not going to the gym today because you're a bit tired? Not getting the steps in when you could be realistically doing it in your front room, not tracking your calories because you can't be bothered. Would the future version of you be happy with that decision? If yes, by all means to crack on. But if no, it's time to look at it and think like, okay, let's make the future version of me happy. Because that is happiness at the end of the day. You choosing to do stuff now for that dopamine hit is pleasure. Too many people chase pleasure in this life. Let's focus on real happiness, real happiness, being content. Because when you chase happiness over pleasure, you'll be happy. You'll feel so much better about it. So these are the things that we want you to start doing, start practicing. The power of yeah, the future you, positive mindset, good belief system. All these sorts of things will massively help you with your journey. Cool. Time for the Q&A.
Can I
Yeah,
add
of course
one
you guys. I was
something
going
like
to
that?
say, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah. So the future you. I love that concept when Lewis brought that into me. It was one of the first things I think you actually like really taught me and did. And I'm going to be completely honest. And I thought it was great at the time, but I still I still failed at what I wanted to do. And that was mainly because I didn't think about what I actually wanted to achieve. I wasn't actually thinking of the future me. I was thinking of a future that I thought I wanted. I was thinking of Lewis. I thought that I actually wanted to be Lewis. I thought that I wanted to have this like business empire like he wanted. I thought that I could be working these ridiculous hours and stuff like that. And I was telling myself that, yeah, this is what I want when it wasn't. So I failed. I was failing at what I was trying to achieve. And it wasn't until we actually sat down, we worked out that this isn't what I want, this is what Lewis wants. And I figured out what I wanted to do. I figured out what I really wanted to do. And it wasn't until then that I actually made my changes and actually saw improvements. And that is when my life changed. And that was my first and probably biggest take home for you guys on this is really think about what it is you want, not what your partner wants, not what your friends want, not because you've seen your friend, let's say, losing a load of weight that that's what you want to do, or because they have done a certain journey or certain choices. It's what you want. It's your life, and you are the one that's going to do it and want to feel comfortable and happy. So really think about you when you're thinking of this future you, because it makes a massive, massive difference in being successful when you think about your future you. And when it comes to these decisions, because doing something that you want means so much more to something you don't actually want to achieve.
Yeah, definitely. I still remember that conversation like it was yesterday. And
I
just
know.
like weight lift off your shoulders. And I was like, you trying to be me or do you want to be you?
Yeah. I think like you saw a change in me instantly then, didn't you, as
Yeah.
well? You saw it in my face. So I was like excited and
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah, I saw the weight just lift off your shoulders
Yeah.
because you were chasing my dreams and my goals versus your own.
Mm.
Definitely. And
Yeah.
just for everyone listening, like when Ben said like he was chasing what I want, I wasn't telling him to beat me, by the way. Like he was saying it as in my thing. I wasn't pressurizing him.
No.
Right, I'm just gonna check a second if there is any questions in the Facebook group, but anyone wants to ask any questions in here.